Good morning, YouTubers. It is March the 17th, and we're fixing to get busy in the bee yards. And this year I'm really expanding my apiary. I'm going to have two different ones. And on one of my hives, I want to do something called a Demaree Split, or Demaree, however you want to pronounce it. Anyway, what are splits? Well, every spring, your beehive basically wants to have a baby. Now, that doesn't mean it wants to have a baby bee. It wants to get pregnant and spew forth another hive of bees. They do that, it's called a swarm, right? Well, as beekeepers, we don't want our bees out in a tree somewhere. We want our bees to stay in a box. If the bees are in the box, we make honey. If we lose our bees, we don't. So, some guy somewhere came up with something called the Demaree Split, which is where we're going to trick the bees into thinking that they have swarmed and set them up to make a whole lot of honey. Now, I've heard good and I've heard bad, but like I say, we're going to try it this year. Now, to get things started, so this video isn't too long, we're going to say that we have a double deep coming out of winter. It's full of bees. We think it's on the verge of swarming. So to do this Demaree Split, there's going to be some gear that I need. I'm going to need one more deep box with 10 frames, preferably drawn out comb if I have it. I want to have two supers, medium boxes here. This is traditionally what we put the honey in. And two queen excluders so that I can control where the queen is. Now when I get ready to do this, I'm going to walk up here. This is my hive. I'm going to set another box right beside it. That way the bees, this hive is eventually going away. And they'll come in, they can't find this hive, they'll go back into this one. So I start out, I open my hive up, and I start looking for my queen. Alright, work my way all the way across. I have to find my queen. Now, once I find my queen, like Demaree is, I'm going to take this frame out of this hive, and I'm going to put it over here in this box, okay? So, this box sitting here is starting out with just 9 frames in it. I'm going to leave a hole to put my queen. As soon as I find my queen, I set that frame in here. I get my bee space set, and I'm ready to start my manipulation. The queen is in this bottom box. I want her to stay there. So I'm going to put down what's called a queen excluder. A queen excluder will let worker bees go back and forth, but the queen can't get through it. So she's going to be stuck here. Once I get that down, I take a medium honey super with 10 frames in it, preferably drawn comb if I have it, and I get it set right on top of that deep that's got my queen. And imagine that, my phone's ringing, the wife's bothering me. Oh, she doesn't bother me. No, she's a joy. I love every minute of my life. Alright, so we've got the one super on top. We're going to take another super, which I don't have the frames in it, but another 10 frame super, again, drawn comb if we have it, and we're going to set that on top. Once we get our second super on there and all squared up, I'm in the middle of making a video. Sure? I am busy. Bye. Boy, I should have been nicer when I did that. Okay, we got our second medium super on here. Here comes our next queen excluder. We're going to put that on top because we're about to put these two deeps up here. So, I took the one frame out of there that had the queen on it, so I'm going to replace that one frame. And I'm going to take this deep brood chamber and set it on top. And then I'm going to take the second one and I'm going to set it on top and get it squared up. Then I put the lid on my hive. Now, this box is pretty tall, so I will definitely strap this hive down because I don't want the wind to mess with it. Now, what have we done here? Let me slide this bottom board out of the way. We took our queen, we stuck her in the bottom box, okay? She cannot get up into here. These are 2 empty honey supers. Here's a box, a deep, that's got a lot of brood in it probably. Got some honey, pollen, all kinds of resources and cool things. Same right here. These, this brood is all going to hatch out of these 2 boxes. And they're going to pass through the honey excluder, or the honey excluder, pass through the queen excluder and go forth and do great things. So all the brood will eventually get out of these 2. And then the bees have all this for honey. Now, what I do need to do is after about 7 days, I'm going to need to come back in and I'm going to have to go through both of these boxes to make sure that I don't have any queen cells. All right, these brood boxes and these bees are far enough away from the queen that they're going to sense that they are queenless, and they're going to start making emergency queen cells. So I'm going to go through here at about the 7-day mark, and I am physically going to shake the bees off of every frame and look every frame over real good. Remove any queen cells that I can find out of both these boxes, and then put the lid on it. And I'm going to leave this hive alone until it's time to harvest honey. Down here in this bottom box, the queen has a whole lot of room to lay because we just put that 1 frame in there. She's got 9 empty frames in there, hopefully with drawn out comb if we've got it to give them. So she can go to town and get the laying. As soon as, well, there is no as soon as, all these bees that foragers are going to come and go, and they're going to stock that box. The bulk of the bees are going to be up here. So mama down there thinks, hey, I got all this room, I don't have near as many bees around me, so I must have swarmed, and she's just going to go to town. But anyway, this is the Demaree method, and I'm going to try it on my strongest hive this year, and just see if I can end up with 2 mediums and 2 deeps full of honey. Considerations that you have. Now, this stack gets pretty tall, all right? I'm about 5'9" if my boots don't have run-down heels on them. So if you've got your hives sitting on a hive stand that's maybe 1.5 feet, 2 foot off the ground, and then you start stacking these boxes, this booger can get pretty tall. This deep box right here, if it is full of honey, is probably going to be somewhere between 110, 120 pounds. So when it comes time to lift this booger off, all right, you're going to have some weight. The mediums, when they're full of honey, they're about 60, 70 pounds, I guess. That's kind of that. I think anything else is going to cause some rambling. So this is the Demaree method. Like I say, I'm going to give it a try. Notice I got some entrance shears here. I'll probably close this top one off. It's just a little ventilation deal. Let the bees come and go from here, and let the bees come and go from here. But that's it in a nutshell. If you guys got questions, throw them down on the video. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that good stuff to make my YouTube famous. And we'll see you on the next video.